Guys, how's it going? I'm here to show you basically my van build out. Well, more than anything I really want to cover is more specifically, I'll just go over it now. Must-haves. The most important items that you probably need for a van. So one thing is lights. If you're doing a non-build, I love these little pucks right here. They're about $1, maybe $2 over at Harbor Freights and stuff. Sometimes you find them also like at Walmart's or whatever. These right here, these are the window coverings for the two front windows. I've got them. You just slip them right over. They're great for both a little bit of privacy, but also I need air in here, so I don't want the bugs that come with it. It does a great job. I've got like a few magnets that are outside. Also, I have some inside. These little disc magnets, rare earth, they stick well, and I'll just basically pull the covering over, put a few magnets across the bottom just to make sure that it's up against the glass or up against the car, and that's it. I don't have to worry about them coming in and out of here. Annoying little pest, unfortunately, but I was sleeping in a van, this one, down by the river, and I found out how bad those mosquitoes could be, and they tore me up. They left me really bad. So after that, I went out, also bought myself over here. This one is basically just a curtain from Walmart. It's sheer see-through, so I took that, a few clips, clipped it across the top, I drag it down on the bottom, I open up my side windows and I kind of push it out on the bottom of it, and that's kept out all the bugs and stuff on it, like from the side windows as well. So I'm covered there. I need a decent bed. Now, I might have went overboard. I didn't need it. I actually went ahead and got myself the extra topper. It's inflatable. This thing right here for cot size. I got the cot size mattress. It is 6-inch thick, more than comfortable enough. The only reason why I got this was because I noticed sometimes, based on which way the mattress is facing, I will get one of the creases coming up underneath me, and I can feel it and it doesn't let me sleep. This one with the topper, it helps out. And for covering, so just because I don't feel like making my bed all the time, I actually took a queen size sheet, and I folded it around, took a measurement, 25 inches and 6 inches down, and then doubled that, and then I took the whole sheet and I just sewed it onto itself. So it's just one giant sleeve, so it never really comes off. You can slide it on and off, take it out for washing, but you don't have to actually fold or place around any corners or anything. It's just a giant sleeve. Let me see. It's actually getting warm in here. I didn't want to be running all the fans and stuff. I know that makes a lot of noise. So I'm going to go ahead, move this around, and show you a little bit more of what I mean on this van. Alright, so now your position of view is sitting where I was sitting before, right at the front passenger seat, which I did. It's not a swivel, before anyone starts commenting or asking. I just simply unbolted it on the bottom, 4 bolts, and flipped it around, faced it the other way, and bolted it back in. So basically that seat is only for use when I am parked. I can't carry passengers in this van, which is fine. It's a one-man build, and it's just for a single person. Back here, so I'm sitting on the bed. This is where I keep my mini fridge. Down here, my larger fan, only because I have to put it down on the floor because it will fall off of. Normally I'll just set it on top of my computer over here, and so I use the fridge as a counter space. That's where I have my computer. I'll watch movies, stuff like that I have on there. That's for entertainment more than anything. I don't work away from home in my van. I actually have a job. I'm an electrician. Currently I'm working out in Desert Center area, where it gets very, very hot, and so when I'm not working, I prefer to just relax and kick back and enjoy something. There's also a sound bar I got back there. Both of those are hooked up to an extension cord that I will plug into my inverter, which is right here underneath my bed, and I have it on its own cord because it has a vampire draw. Basically it's sucking energy even if it's off, so I don't want that happening. It will, every wattage that you can save of electricity it's best to do because, I mean, your batteries will die a lot quicker than you might think.
Hey, McFly, you bojo! The bus don't work on water! Unless you've got power! Unless you've got power! Unless you've got power! Unless you've got power! 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 Power!
And, so, back there, tucked between the door and the bed, that's my 6-gallon jug of water. That one is only tap water. It's only meant for like basically washing hands or taking showers. And my drinking water is typically, I'll just carry in little jugs. I only need for a week about maybe a gallon or two. And at work they supply us with water, so I'm drinking water while I'm at work in order to stay hydrated. I just wanted to show you the other angle. That's pretty much it. Like I said, the truth is, in the van build, it's very tight. There's not a lot to show, so I'm not gonna try to, and I'm not gonna go through what I store in every single drawer, every single little hole, or everything. I've got all my stuff where it is. You'll have all your stuff where you're gonna put it. That part, everyone figures out on their own. All right. Here we are. We're outside. That's where I just was. That's the captain's chair. No, it does not swivel like a captain's chair. I wish it did, but no, I don't have space even to turn it. So up here, basically, extra storage. Small minivan, I need extra storage. Back there in the background, that is the next project. I will not need the extra storage on top. Here we go. So we've got the awning. Those things suck. If you get them on Amazon, they want to clip on only the one rail right here. What I did was I ran a piece of strut across and bolted it right to that. It made it way sturdier, a lot stronger. I know there's a piece of strut on top of my van. It looks kind of funny. I've got the storage. I've got this solar. I hope the sun's not shining back in your face. And then that's the back of the bed. That's my blanket. I hate when people fumble like this, and now here I'm doing it to you. So, don't ask about that bottle. So there we go. That's where the storage is on the bottom. Right here what we have is, and just for those of you who are on a budget, there is my deep cell battery. Here is my breaker. Yes, it's a literal breaker. Up here is my charge controller. So on this breaker, I can just switch it off and it turns off the connection from my battery back here to the battery in the front. Turn it back on. Good to go. I put a piece of metal jumping from one breaker to the other, and then the input is one goes to the battery in front, one goes to the battery in back. Basically, if there's a short along the battery running up in the front, this will trip to protect this battery, and I have an inline fuse in the front battery that will blow to protect the front battery. And then right here is my negative. I just ran it down and I bolted it down to a piece of metal. There's no reason for me to run a separate negative wire because, well, copper costs a lot of money. And second is that you've already got the path. It's the whole body of your vehicle. Inside there, don't know if you can see it. Back here is tucked. It is a toilet seat. I don't know your situation. I'll tell you right now, I've never had to use it. It's a waste of money. Nobody ever used it. By the time, if you're in that much of an emergency, you have time to get to somewhere that you need to use a restroom. Or if you don't have that much time, well, you don't have time to be looking around for a bucket and a seat. You're going to pretty much have to go. So, you know, keep plastic bags, keep toilet paper, just in case for an emergency. Don't just hope you don't have to do it. So, other than that, I think that's about it for now. If you guys have any questions, want to go over anything, please hit me up. You guys have a nice day.
Alright guys, so sorry, let me turn this engine off. I was running the AC, everyone's getting hot out there. So I went over most of the basics as I could. I'm just going to go over it again just to be sure. Basically, for any van build, most important items that you need is, yes, you need your bed setup. It's by the way, on my bed setup, what I did was on those cubbies, I measured out where the plastic used to be to cover where the seats would hook in. And then I put the holes exactly in the same spot where that plastic was screwed in, and I used the existing holes just to make sure that one all my bed frame is basically held in place. It doesn't move around as a van does as I brake or accelerate. If you can use whatever is already there in holes and stuff in your van, you definitely want to do that. Number two, window coverings, very important. You need it for either privacy, also for temperatures. Every time I park, because of the way my solar is set up on top, is I try to park due south, maybe a little bit west. That way the sun is still shining on my solar panels when I get out of work on top, but it's also, I'm minimizing how much of my van is actually in the sun. So it's pretty much almost just the front of the vehicle is in the sun, because if I park sideways where the panel is, the whole van is basically absorbing heat, and it will make the van even hotter. Your fridge is running harder, your inverter's in the heat, you might be able to break, it might break down eventually. So you want to position your vehicle so the least amount of it as possible is actually facing the sun. Windows, so on the back everything is a cutout. What I did originally was I just used paper in order to get the formation. Then I cut a piece of cardboard, made sure it all snapped in place. Afterwards, that side is it's that bubble reflective. This stuff is actually very handy. I glued that on one side. This is the side that usually faces in, and then I used a 1/2-inch foam board. You can get them at Home Depot, and what happens is I face the reflective out, the foam is facing in. I also glued that on, and I put tape around the sides just to make sure that I don't have all that little white foam breaking off and going everywhere. Added tabs around the edges as well. That way I could grab it and pull it off of the windows. These pretty much just snap right in place. As for the front windows, same material, very simple. I cut it to the shape of the window when it's slightly open as well, so it's down, so this is not the full window. And I've got my clips on here, and I will clip it on the window and then throw that screen over it, that sock or whatever you want to call it. Like right now, that's what I have. That's my passenger side window. The window is slightly open, allowing for a little air to come in and out. That's reflective on the outside of the window, because like I said, glass makes a horrible insulator. So you want to, basically you want to, if you can, you want to make sure that the glass doesn't get hot, because it'll just transfer all that heat right into your vehicle. And then also for my front window, that's all on the outside. So what happens is I just went down to Home Depot, bought myself a big sheet of it. Can't get this camera to sit right. I got a giant sheet of it. I cut out one big enough for the front of my windshield. And oh, that's the other thing you need. So besides the clips, besides window coverings, bungee cords. Bungee cords are so damn handy for everything. Make sure you got a good variety of them, extra long and not. I have 3 bungee cords that run across from inside. I have my one side is hooked onto my visor, like right on the swivel piece, and then it runs around outside and across down to the opposite mirror. And I do that crisscrossing on the exterior window cover just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere, because it does still get windy. And yeah, that covers the windows. That covers the other thing. Let me get this little fan. It's not really that noisy. It's okay. These actually move some good power whenever you can find them. Like I said, these are at Walmart. If you can find them online, that's great. Get yourself something with, not only is it USB, it's hopefully has backup battery, so it'll run a bit, so you don't have to have your vehicle on at all times drawing the power, because you can forget and then you're out of power. You're out of power and you're pretty much in trouble. USB cords. You're going to break them. You're living in your van. There's not a lot of space. Get yourself several extra USB cords for your devices. I got both micro USB and C cords. I do not have Apple. Sorry, I'm old school. I never really did the switch over to Apple. It's nice for people, very user friendly. Just not for me. So I got my USB cords, and some of them are actually broken because, like I said, you're living in your van. It's going to happen, and but it's important to have a backup in case you break one of the cords, so you can still keep using your devices. Other than that, my name's, well, I'm new to this. It's my first video, so I guess I'm gonna just use my game handle that I like to use whenever I do play any games. I'm gonna go with Dr. Taco. So this is Dr. Taco. I'm out, and I wish you guys safe travels. As always, make a comment asking me about anything you want to know, and I would love to go over it. I have buddies that are electricians, and I have one that's still picking my brain on some of the stuff because he went out and he bought a actual trailer that hooks up to his truck. It's nice, it's beautiful, it's very nice, but you know, not everyone has an extra. I don't even know how much it cost in order to just go out and buy something like that ready-made. And now he's realizing everybody has their own unique needs, so now he has to do a few changes in order to convert it. So he's asking me for stuff like, for example, he only has 100 watts panel on top of it. So I tell him, you've got to hook that thing up to your actual battery on your vehicle in order to charge up your batteries, because it's going to keep dying on you faster and faster with every cycle, because these batteries basically only have so many cycles, and every cycle seems to get shorter as you keep using them. So you want to make sure that you're never completely draining your battery, because that damages your battery a lot, and it shortens its capacity to hold power. Anyways, this is Taco. I'm out.